Good day, everybody. Right, and sorry it's been a few days since I've last went to the since I last posted. It's been pretty hectic around here because it means I did have finals this past week and trying to do while I connect the FW, which I got laid off there. By the way, no big deal though, because they were pretty much because they were pretty much just salesmen, and I'm not very good with sales. And they advertised it as marketing, but it was sales that got me in trouble there because I wasn't selling anything. So yeah, they let me go. So I'm officially unemployed now, at least as far as the real world is concerned. And but I'm looking for jobs, and I've got unemployment coming my way, at least. So, it'll be alright. I'll find something. So, last time I said that I was going to continue my report on the Texas Frightmare Weekend, and I forgot to put my magazine right here next to me where I could just show you guys right from the get-go. So, one moment. Alright, so today I'm going to be going over some of the people that I've met and some of the autographs that I managed to get signed. And the first thing that I need to show you guys is the program guide for the Texas Frightmare Weekend. You can see that it's just covered with signatures. So right here, hold on. Right here, that would be John Frauke. John Frauke, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's a Frauke. And he played Isaac in Children of the Corn, which was a figure who absolutely terrified me when I first saw him. So I met him. Real short but real nice guy. I liked him. Alright, and then down here, right there and right there. Those would be the Saska twins, the twisted twins, and I met them, and they were absolute sweethearts. I loved them very much, and Canadian aside, they're by far one of the nicest, famous people I've ever met, with the exception of a bunch of the people that I've met at Necronomicon, like Laird Barron, obviously, Caitlin R. Kiernan, and all of my other contemporaries who I try to stay in contact with on a regular basis. But the celebrities who I don't really work with, because most of these people are in film and I'm a writer. But anyways, the Twisted Twins, they're some of the nicest people that I have ever met, and they were wonderful. I mean, they remind me of me a great deal. They reminded my mom of herself a great deal, and she got to meet them. And the best part about all this was they actually remembered me from their panel, and they invited me to come down to go over to their box by name. Now, this particular story, I think it just proves how spectacular they are. So I was waiting in line, and my phone was almost out of power. I don't carry a proper camera with me, unfortunately. And as I was waiting in line to go talk to them, my phone ran out of power, so I couldn't take my picture with them. And they were offering both their autographs and their and a picture with, you know, all the people that were waiting there, and they talked to everybody, and they were awesome. So I got up to their table, and they remembered who I was, because I asked them a question about video games in their panel. And they remembered me by name, and they were like, "Oh, Ian, hey there! Your question was awesome. We loved that, and we loved the fez because I wore my black fez to the convention." So I was like, "Hey, how you guys doing? I love you so much. You guys are terrific." You know, I got introduced to you on the ABCs of Death, and it was spectacular. You guys are awesome. So I tell them, you know, I really want my picture taken with you guys, but my phone's out of power, so I can't do it anymore. So after they signed it, they actually invited me by name to come back to their table tomorrow, and they will get me my picture. They even talked to their staff member, the little helper that worked for the convention, and they were like, "Hey, don't worry about it. We're going to get you our picture. We're going to take a picture with you. It's going to be awesome. You just let our guy over there know, and he will get you to us." So I was like, "Oh, terrific! Thank you so much." So I go back the next day on Sunday, and they were and the line was long. The lines for them both days were really long, and it was getting close to closing time for the convention. Because for at least the vendors, because all the vendors, they closed at 4 p.m. on the last day. So if I was up there to, you know, make the final rounds and get all of the signatures that I needed to get, and they were one of the last people that I went to, and you know they did lunch, you know, they had to do lunch, they had a panel that they had to do, and then they were gonna be gone. They were gonna try to get out of there by 3:15. So I got in tail end of the line before the staff cut it off, and of course the guy who was helping them out, he saw who I was, and he remembered me, and he knew what was going on, and he was like, "Don't worry about it. We will cut the line off behind you." So I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." So I got up to them. They remembered me by name. You know, and we talked for a long time, and they got my picture, of course, and they actually invited me to stop by at their next convention down in Austin. So I was like, "Oh, really? Yay! I would love to go down there if I have the time and the money to do it." And so, you know, the Twisted Sisters, they rock big time. I love them to death. Alright, the other people who I've met, oh, right here, PFC Vasquez, from Aliens, who was by far one of the greatest Marines to ever grace the screen. Real nice lady, real short. She's a lot shorter than I thought she would be. And then I also met the two cast members from Repo, the Genetic Opera, not the crappy big budget Hollywood thing that they tried to push off on us after they bought the rights. But I met them. I've met Luigi. I met Luigi and Pavi Largo, who were played by Bill Moseley and Nivek Ogre, respectively. And right there, that's Luigi. And here is Ogre, and who he wrote down there. I know it's kind of hard to see, but he wrote down, "I am not Pavi." And and he was just about as sweet as the Twisted Sisters were. We talked for a while as well. Took my first ever selfie with him, and it was awesome. And then I've met four of the great minds behind the original Dawn of the Dead. Um, right there is David Imgib, who was Flyboy, and right here was Scott Reiniger, I think his name, and he played Roger. And of course, they were the two male zombies, the two the two leads who became zombies in it. And of course, Flyboy, he's like the definitive zombie, and he was terrific. Right there, Tom Savini, the makeup artist behind it, and right here, the irrepressible, the undeniably great George Romero. And we didn't talk for quite as long because the line was pretty long by the time I got to him. And they were and he was cool though. He was cool. And then right here is Riku Browning. And he did and he was the underwater stuntman from The Creature from the Black Lagoon. And as a result, he is the last surviving Universal monster. And so that was a real honor. They were both he and Julie Adams, who was the female lead in the film. They were both there celebrating the 60th anniversary of the film. And I wasn't that interested in her, but I talked to Riku a little bit, and he was cool. Old, obviously, but he was cool. He was really cool. So yeah, that's all the people that I met. I got a couple of other autographs from like local writers and other things like that. I was networking up there as well, and excuse me, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I wish that I could show you guys the Cthulhu painting that I got of basically a discount. The artist is Eric Lemus, and he was and he painted this superb portrait of Cthulhu emerging from the murky depths, and it was terrific. I wish that I could show this through this forum, but it's 2 feet by 2 feet. I mean, maybe if I get it hung up somewhere, then you guys might be able to see eventually, because it's a terrific painting, and I absolutely love it. I'm glad I got it. But I'm running low on time now, so I'm going to close it off here. Next blog post, I'm going to be talking about I don't know what I'm going to be talking about, because it has been a week now since the Frightmare Weekend, and I've got a lot of other stuff going on now. I just submitted another short story to Apex Magazine, which I'm going to which hopefully they'll accept it, and more details on that later. But for right now, you guys take care, and I'm gonna go see about, I don't know, doing something, because the rest of my life is ahead of me, and I have no idea what to do with myself now.